Is 0 rational? The integer 0 is neither positive nor negative, but it is considered to be a rational number. That's because we can express 0 in the form p over q, where p and q are both integers and q does not equal 0. We can write 0 in the forms 0 over 1, 0 over 2, 0 over 3, and so on. 0 over 1, 0 over 2, 0 over 3, 0 over any integer other than 0 equals 0. Positive and negative rational numbers. A rational number is positive if its denominator and numerator are both positive or both negative. For example, 5 is a positive rational number because both its numerator 2 and its denominator 5 have the same sign. Both are positive. The rational number -1 over -8 is also positive because its numerator, -1, and its denominator, -8, have the same sign. Both are negative. This fraction can also be written as 1/8. A rational number is negative if its numerator and denominator have opposite signs. Thus, -4 over 9 and 5 over -12 are both negative rationals. They can also be written as -4 over 9 and -5 over 12. Remember, a negative number is always less than a positive number. For example, -100 is less than +1, and +2 is greater than -25. Similarly, a negative fraction is less than a positive fraction. For example, -1/2 is less than +1/4.
So what I like to think about is if the two numbers agree. So these two are both positive numbers and they agree. And when we agree, we get along, and that's positive. So if they're the same sign, they're positive. In this case, they're both negative, but they're both the same. So if they both agree, they get along, and that's considered positive. Okay, that's how I remember it. It's not really mathematical, but it's how I remember that two negatives make a positive. Okay. For the other type, when we have a negative and a positive, those are different, so they're not getting along. So that's considered negative. That's how I remember that. So it's not mathematical. It's just a little bit of a memory trick for me. If they're opposite signs, they're negative.
Rational numbers in daily life. Positive and negative numbers are used to represent real-world quantities that can change in two opposite ways. Some examples are distances above and below sea level, the rise and fall of temperatures, and profit and loss. Temperature readings. On her second day in Hawaii, Janelle notices that the thermometer in the hotel lobby reads 86 degrees Fahrenheit. She remembers that one winter night back home, the thermometer showed a temperature of -4 degrees Fahrenheit. As it gets colder, the alcohol in the thermometer drops, reaches 0, and moves down to negative numbers. As it gets warmer, the alcohol in the thermometer rises, reaches 0, and moves up to positive numbers. When the temperature rises, the alcohol moves up. When the temperature falls, the alcohol moves down. Rises and falls in temperature are shown by movements in opposite directions. Elevations above and below sea level. Janelle climbs a mountain with her father. When they reach the summit, Janelle notices a sign that says 3,030 feet above sea level. She checks her father's altimeter and finds that it reads positive 3,030 feet. To understand elevation, imagine a vertical number line with 0 as the midpoint. The point 0 corresponds to sea level. Positive numbers are above 0 and represent elevations above sea level. Negative numbers are below 0 and represent elevations below sea level. So elevation tells us if a place is above or below sea level. When Janelle went snorkeling, she saw that the altimeter read -12 feet. That meant she was 12 feet below sea level.